This is my hacking story. This is not me hacking, to be clear. This is my hacked story, all right? I know it looks like a 2-year-old wrote this. So if you didn't hear about it, there's been an issue, or there was an issue with my Twitter account, which I use to communicate with people. Now, I obviously use streaming platforms. I use YouTube. I use all these different things. But Twitter is kind of like the place where I can like kind of reach everybody from all those communities. I know not everyone uses that. Some people hate it. That's fine. But like that's the best way for me to do that, even though not everyone uses that. So, before we start this, actually, I want to just say 3 weeks prior, which I have yet to talk about either, I was kind of spoofed / hacked in Age of Empires 2. You might realize that like Age of Empires 2.net is down, AOE Nexus, all these sites we use for data is down. That's because this guy figured out how to spoof, basically not be on my account, but act like he was playing on my account. And he was also hacking Age of Empires 2. So this is not like the only instance I've had of this weird hacking situation going on. Because, yeah, it was showing on my profile that I was playing games I never played, and this dude was hacking a couple weeks back. Long story short with that, they took the websites down because Microsoft's trying to figure it out, and I think they kind of have an idea, but I don't know yet. Anyways, so then we go forward to Friday, okay? Now, actually, no, not Friday. We're going to start with the Twitter hack, all right? So what do we need? We need, what do I draw here to set this up? Nothing. Okay, so this was like 3 months ago, okay? This signifies 3 months ago. Arrow 3 months ago. Here, hold on. We go red. 3 months. This is just a moment in time. Months. Okay. Like 3 months ago, I had a lot of notifications. Like I got a lot of texts from Twitter, and I got like a bunch of emails, and like it basically kept saying, I was sending like authentication codes, and was clear instances where someone was trying to like get into my Twitter account. A lot of like 2-factor authentication texts with codes, lots of emails of like such and such trying to get in your account. I, however, couldn't really do anything about that. I just like, oh, they didn't get in my account. That's good. And there's always constant spoofing emails as a creator I've gotten for any website I've ever been on. There's always attempts to try to get into stuff. So obviously you set up 2-factor authentication. You don't click any links. You stay as secure as possible. But 3 months ago, there was like a massive flurry of Twitter attempts, okay? So that was in the back of my mind. So Friday night, I just had an 8-hour stream. 8-hour stream. So this is the bulk of the story. And we did community games, all right? So then, I grabbed the drink. My girlfriend was out of town, so not that I don't drink when she's here, but anyways, that doesn't matter, okay? I'm sitting alone, chilling, tired after a stream, and I get a call from Twitter. All right, so the first thing on this timeline is like big flurry of people or things or bots trying to get in my account. Then, last Friday, I get a call from Twitter. So what we're going to do, a phone. Old-timey phone. Yeah, that'll work. I don't even want to fill it in, but okay, we got to fill it in. Fill in the phone. This does not look like a phone, but you're just going to have to use your imagination. Okay. And then this is the phone. This is the ringing, I guess. The noise coming out of the phone. Okay. So I pick up my phone because it is a call from Twitter. Not a text. A call. Twitter Inc. If only Paint had a fill feature. That's like using cheat codes in Paint. Come on, dude. I'm so experienced in this. Don't even try and judge me. So I got a phone call, and I'm like, that's really weird. So I pick up the phone call, and it's automated. Like a lot of stuff's automated. And it said, this is a confirmation that you wish to change your phone number to, and it said some number that's not mine. Press 1 to confirm. Press 2 if this was not you, right? You've probably heard calls like that from anything before. So I obviously am like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, wait, is this whoever was trying to hack me again? All right, so I pressed 2. And they said like, I forget exactly what was said, but it was like, all right, thank you for confirming. Your phone number stays as what it is. We have sent you an email and a authentication code, which please confirm to make sure this is you or something like that, right? So I immediately go, this is a little off, right? It's a little off, but I didn't have anyone sitting next to me to talk to them about it. And so I look at my phone and I got a text message from the two-factor authentication from Twitter, which I'd used a million times before. So it wasn't like a different number texted me. It was because you guys know this, right? If you use two-factor authentication for anything, it's like the same number in the text history. So the second I pressed 2, I got it from Twitter, and I was like, oh, that's really weird. I'm like, so I think that's Twitter, but I'm not sure. So I hung up. I also Googled, and I was like, by the way, to the guy in chat who's like, no, don't do this. Oh, what'd you do? Oh, Twitter's not this. Don't do that. Thank you, guys. Very helpful. I wish you were sitting next to me on the couch at the time, trying to tell a story, all right? So I'm like, all right, that's a little sketch. So I Googled the number. I was like, does Twitter call people? Kind of got some differing results. Then it was like, I Googled the phone number, and the phone number was Twitter. So I was like, okay. But I pulled up my Twitter. I could get in my Twitter. Everything was fine. I was like, they're not just going to like revoke access from me or whatever because of this, right? Like, but I was worried because I had so many attempts in the past. In my mind, I was like, ooh, what if they're like figuring something out? I don't want to lose my Twitter. I get a text message. And this text message says, thanks for receiving our call. Actually, do I still have the call? Let me see. Or do I still have the text? Let me read it. So here's phone call number 1. I then get a text. SMS. Immediately, like a couple minutes after I hung up. And it was like, yo, let me see if I can pull it up here. I might have deleted it. Twitter. Hello, T90 official. We've tried reaching out to you. We will call you back soon. We appreciate your patience while we continue to solve this issue. I was like, okay. So the phone number was from Twitter. They said there's attempts on my account. I hung up. I was still like, whatever. And so then Twitter Inc. calls me back. I get the text. I'm like, whoa. Twitter Inc. calls me back. Now again, Twitter Inc. Okay, this is even worse than last time. So this is number 2. Same thing as last time. And what really got me was that the texts that I was getting from Twitter were timed perfectly with literally everything I did in the phone call. So again, it was like, this is the number you're trying to change it to. They're trying to change it to this. If you don't wish to change it, press this. Great. Send this code to us to confirm that it's not you that's doing this, or that it is you that we're currently talking to. And so I went to the text from Twitter, and I typed in the code, and then it said like, this is incorrect, try again. And then immediately, because there was a part of me that felt like, this could be a scam, but I was really back and forth on it because I thought it was actually Twitter's phone number, and I knew that there was crap with people trying to get in my account before. But my heart like sank, and I immediately pulled up my Twitter, and it was immediately locked out. It was all bots that did this. Like, they must have some script. Immediately out. Okay? So then I like go to my email, and like the same exact minute that I typed that in, boom, password's been changed. Boom, email's been changed. Boom, this has been changed. Boom, 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 everything immediately, and then I was just locked out. And I was like, crap. And the worst part about it is like you feel like an idiot because then you're like, well, of course it wasn't Twitter calling me. Of course it was a scam. But it was really intricate. We had phone calls, we had different text messages, and it was well timed with information I got from Twitter. Super intricate, right? So I was like, dang. All right, well, I just got hacked. So I went to my mods. I said, hey, mods, keep an eye on my Twitter. I'm pretty sure I've been hacked. And then I get contacted by the scammer. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so what do we think this scammer looks like? I don't know anything about this guy or girl, but we're just gonna, how would we draw a hacker? Okay, so we're gonna pretend that they live their whole life in like secrecy. So we're gonna like, he's gonna have like this black mask on, and then he's gonna have, he has to live his whole life in secrecy, even though he's behind his computer. Okay. You might be like, wow, his head is misshapen. Yeah, he does. His head is misshapen. That's why he's trying to take my money so he can get it fixed. And don't even say that's insensitive, all right? Because this is a scammer. We don't know this person. I can make those jokes. All right. He's like his third year or something. So, yeah, we're just going to do, yeah, this is him scamming. Different sized eyes, too. He's got some real problems. Blue eyes. Perfect. And then evil eyebrows. Evil eyebrows, yes. With like a frowny face. Okay, that's our scammer, all right? So that's our scammer. So I got a message on, well, actually, first off, this is kind of funny. So I posted on Twitter because I wasn't sure. My biggest worry was this person is going to post like horrible pictures or do all this type of stuff on my account to get me banned. And to make my viewers think it's me. Because I was concerned about more so my reputation than anything, and then obviously my followers, right? So I posted in the Discord. Now, I told my mods, hey, why don't you message this person? And my mods sent some hilarious messages to the hacker. And my favorite one is shout out to Varian. So Varian's not one of my mods. The whole world would burn down if he was. But he's a longtime follower, and I followed him on Twitter so he could DM me. And I told him, and this is what he said the first time. He said, hey, baby, you want that link to that Bitcoin doubler like we talked about earlier? Question mark. And then no response from the hacker. 7 minutes later, Varian says, so anyway, Jesus told me that I should finally minister to your soul, open up your heart to the good, good Lord, and let me fill it with that sweet God juice. Obviously, I couldn't see any of these messages till later, so I have to admit, it was a good laugh. Anyways, an hour after that post, the hacker responds to Varian and says, you're funny, Varian, with the hashtag that says, like the number, you know, on Discord, how you have like certain usernames. So he says, you're funny, Varian, at like basically telling him, I know that this is you in Discord. So Varian was like, he messages me. He's like, I think this guy's in the Discord. And then like a couple minutes after that, this guy says, can you say this person is the GOAT in the Discord, please? So that's when Varian told me. So like basically an hour passed between hack to scammer being in our Discord. And then I started messaging him. So I'm not sure I want to show these messages actually. I prefer to keep my paint up, but we'll call this conversation. How do we draw? Hold on, we need a keyboard. Keyboard for the hacker that doesn't have arms. Those are the keys. Okay, those are the keys, whatever. Or it's the crumbs from all his Doritos on his laptop. And then it links to the most attractive man you've ever seen. Obviously, you got a nice little hair. It's like kind of brown, kind of not. You got like a little face. You got the little mustache. Gotta get the mustache in here. Very realistic photo of me. This me. And actually, I'm frowning because I've been hacked. Yeah, that's basically, I'm frowning. That describes me perfectly. So anyways, now we're talking, okay? I'm going to read off to this conversation. So he said, please respond ASAP if you see this regarding your Twitter. I say, yo. He says, sup, I'm the one who has your Twitter right now. I said, okay, what are you looking for? He says, money, obviously. Only reason I'm doing this kind of stuff. I said, gotcha. How much are you asking for? He said, $350. And I said, that's too steep for me. He said, well, I could sell it for $250 to $300 to people who buy these to scam people with it or other stuff. So it's your decision. I said, I may need to think about that. That's a lot of money. Hope you understand this was a surprise. Guys, I didn't want to pay $350 for access to my account. I could have, but I didn't want to negotiate with terrorists. So I was like, we need to stall, okay? We need to stall. So that's what I was doing. Now, it was midnight, so I said, I need to think about it. Hope you understand this was a surprise. He says, sure. But in the meantime, before bed, I said, can I ask you how you did it? Like how you ended up making it happen? And I said, are you someone who's from my community or just go around to all other YouTubers? And he said, I basically got access to a huge Twitter database, ran it with a tool I made, and I recently got a new method to get into mobile two-factor authentications like I did by you. I don't know you personally. I just found out who you are. So I was like really relieved that he was explaining this stuff to me because I was like thankful that it wasn't someone who somehow had some grudge out against me within the community that might like try and go for like reputation damaging stuff. You know what I mean? And I hope there's no one out there that would like be that way about me, but you never know. So I said, how do I get the account back if I send the money? I said, wouldn't it make sense for you to just take the money and then sell it to someone else to get more money? He said, that's a good question, which is also fully up to you. I've got reviews from my verified scams, so there was no reason for me to scam for a couple $100 when I can just make $1,000 in just a few hours. The hacker referenced me to a website which had reviews, bro. The guy who hacked had reviews. And sure enough, it was like just a bunch of screenshots on Imgur or whatever of like people he'd talked to and got money from and hacked. And he was like, yeah, bro, I'm really honorable. You could totally trust me. Checkmark, checkmark, checkmark. You could see they're all reputable sources. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So anyways, I submitted like 3 tickets via Twitter immediately. And with screenshots, all the data I could. Every time I'd submit a new ticket, anytime he'd submit a new ticket, it would say, Twitter would say, like, you already submitted a ticket. We're just going to attach this to the other file. I waited 48 hours until I got any response, and then my account was back. And that's basically the story. Yeah, it was interesting speaking to this fellow because he was actually very informative, I guess, like on like his whole system. And also here's what I really want to talk about. Okay, here's the biggest thing, man. I don't know if you guys had I don't know if you guys have like saw the whole like political thing about like Elon trying to buy Twitter and backing out. I just see stuff on Reddit about it. And honestly, we're not going to get into all that because I don't even know the details. I'm not informed enough to talk about it. But I understand that apparently like he was going to pay a crap ton of money for Twitter, realized like 40 to 50% of Twitter's users were bots, and then for that reason felt like the evaluation was wrong and wanted to back out. Again, not wanting to dive more deep into that. I was just absolutely overwhelmed with how many bots were attached to the posts on my account when the guy he sold it to, I actually skipped a part, I'll get to that in a second, had access to my account. So basically what happened was I went to sleep, right, after getting those details from him, thinking I'd get my account back because of Twitter support. And then in the morning, my account was like posting NFT crap and like it was just trying to get people to buy stuff. And so I asked him and I said, hey, I assume you sold off my account, right? And he said, I did. He said, I'm really happy I remembered to tell you guys this. Listen to this. The hacker goes, I did. But don't worry, just submit a ticket and you will get it back anyways. It just takes a while because Twitter's lazy. So I was kind of like, yeah, okay, I was really angry this person did it. But he gave me enough information where I was kind of like, it would almost everything in how he approached me and how he talked to me was like kind of like someone robbing you and being like, hey, man, the economy's rough. You know, in this economy, you got to do what you got to do. And then he helped me out as much as possible. So he was actually, I don't know if he was looking for reviews. Maybe I should leave him a review. But he was actually very helpful when he didn't necessarily have to be. And the scammer got his money, and then he probably did it to a million other people, and then I got my account back 2 days later. Anyways, so their posts, guys, like my Twitter, I don't know if there's analytics for Twitter, had so many replies, so many ats, so much activity after they had hacked it on accounts that had like 50,000, 100,000, 150,000 followers. And every time I look at whoever was favoriting, liking, replying to these accounts, it all seemed like a bot. It was insane how active my Twitter was when they had it. And I imagine it was all bots and scripts and whatnot responding to me. Then, to make things crazier, like my girlfriend tweeted out, Lorena_AOE on Twitter, check her out. She tweeted out, hey guys, like T90's Twitter's been hacked, don't click anything, whatever. And immediately got like a bunch of responses from bots. And then I got like people on YouTube and all this stuff saying this. So I was like, let's post it on Facebook. Post on Facebook, like, hey guys, my thing's been hacked. I had like 30 pages respond to that post. Oh, your thing's been hacked? Go to this guy on Instagram. He's my favorite. Check out my WhatsApp. He's my this. He's my that. My takeaway from like the last couple weeks is just like bots are freaking everywhere, man. I'm sure you guys probably know this, but like, just to be clear, it's not just these platforms. It's pretty much everywhere. You know, my Twitch days, there bots coming in all the time. There's also a big thing with view bots, which was fairly easy to do. You also have YouTube, which is quite bad, where you'll have like all these commenters replying to each other. It looks like an actual conversation. They have all the upvotes. So you click their links because it seems legit because there's upvotes and it's like, oh, financial advice, boom. Bots are everywhere. So anyways, to sum it up, I didn't give this guy anything. He got $0 T90, okay? $0 T90. He probably got paid something from whatever site he sold my Twitter off to. And it took me 48 hours in order to get my my Twitter account back. I learned a lesson, obviously. I hope that you guys you know, also, some of you guys are going to be like, well, I already knew that. You're an idiot. That's fair. They got me good, right? So I've learned a lesson, and hopefully it can help some people as well. and possibly entertain. I don't know. But yeah, like all things considered, it could have been way worse. They could have obviously done more, I guess, potentially with the account. I also learned that, like, much like any big company, Twitter's not very responsive, and like 2 days is a long time, man. 2 days is a really long time for what was obviously a hack. And so, I mean, 2 days also isn't as long as I've waited for some other things from different websites over the years, but I still definitely felt like I was just like kind of stuck out there on an island with no help until Twitter was finally like, hey, boom, there's your account back. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't know if there's any more details. I told people I would explain kind of how it worked. It was sad because it was like the fact that people had tried to hack me a bunch of times in the past was kind of living in my mind. And then spoofing the calls and timing everything perfectly got me to type a couple numbers, and that was it. So at least this didn't happen the time that I was stuck in the airport for 10 days. The other thing I forgot to mention is some of the other messages that that were sent to my account, because what they did was they opened up my DMs. And so there were a couple messages like, hey, is this actually T90? Hey, are you hacked or whatever? My favorite one was from a guy named Sam, okay? And I don't know Sam all that well. Sam might show up to streams, watch YouTube videos or whatever. Now, if you have kids listening or you don't like swear words, you might want to shut off the video here or whatever. There's just one simple message from Sam to the scammer. Give T90's account back, you fucking crypto freak. That was it. I got a real laugh out of that because obviously once I got my account back, I started looking at my DMs. There's other messages too, like your scams are second rate and boring, you know. My mod sent a bunch of like gifts as well. Like one with like a fake hacker or something on it, but yeah. Shout out to Sam for saying that. Sam, you're a beast, man. Yeah, it does sound like a great Smurf name.